Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next movie review for Halloween month. And so today I'll be reviewing the 2009 film Orphan. This is another one I've been wanting to review for a while, because I think Orphan. I don't get why some people say it's a bad movie. I don't know why, but despite I have a couple of issues with it though, but I still overall I enjoyed Orphan. I think it was, at times, I thought it was refreshing in a way, especially, to me, I think the twist, which, by the way, spoilers, if anyone has not seen Orphan, stop right now and go see the film, because, especially when it comes to the twist, spoilers, okay? So, if you haven't, stop right now and go watch it. But people who have seen the twist obviously know about it, so. But I thought the way how the twist was and the way it was going, I thought it was refreshing at times. And especially, I think the twist was probably one of the better plot twists I've seen. I think it's still one of the better plot twists I've seen in horror. Probably still to this day, I think it's one of the better plot twists. I think because that's one plot twist I did not see coming. Maybe some people did though, but I didn't see the twist coming. I was totally fooled because, well, maybe because in the case of certain of the things that was going on, I'm like, wait a minute, why is she doing this? Why is this it's so weird, you know? I'm like, okay. But regardless though, I still enjoyed Orphan. I think Isabelle Fuhrman, who plays Esther, I thought she did a great job. She did a great job as Esther. The other cast members, you have Vera Farmiga, who later starred in the Conjuring movies, as Warren, the wife, Elizabeth Warren. No, I don't want. No, I get confused with that dumb politician. You know, no way, stupid. I don't want to talk about that. No, not her. No. It was the Warrens, the real life people of the Warrens who did the paranormal investigation. I forgot her the actual name, but Vera Farmiga played her from the Conjuring movies, and of course she was in Godzilla King of the Monster. Of course, didn't like her in that because her whole entire plan. Oh, lost a son. I'll decide to go and just destroy all of humanity. But Vera Farmiga, I thought she did a good job in this movie. She did. As the mom, because I felt sorry for her. You know, it was easy for me to root for her. But and you know, just because, yeah, because her character in the past had problems, which I'll get to though. But it has made me feel sorry for her and made me want to root for her and believe what's going on with Esther and everything else, you know. So I think that her character had problems in the past, but overall I think I felt sorry for her and it made me want to root for her more. So I think Vera Farmiga did a really good job as the mom, you know. And as for other cast members, like the girl, the young daughter who's the deaf mute, I thought she did a good job. The older son, is played by Jimmy Bennett, which he's a kid actor. I remember he was in the 2005 remake of the Amityville Horror, which I'm not a fan of. Then he was in Firewall with Harrison Ford, where Paul Bettany, Vision, he was a bad guy in that. Then he was starring in the 2006 remake of Poseidon, the Poseidon Adventure, but it's called Poseidon. And then he had the smaller role in the beginning of the 2009 Star Trek film where he was young James T. Kirk when he stole the car off the cliff, and then he's like talking to the police robot saying, "What is your name?" My name is James Tiberius Kirk. So that was Jimmy Bennett. So yeah, he's this kid actor who I recognize from back then. So he's in this as the older son, and I thought it was fine as well. The dad is played by Peter Sarsgaard, which that's one of the issues I have with the film. I did not like the dad character in this movie. I didn't. I hated the dad character because he was so stupid. He had his head so far up his ass he couldn't put two and two together. And despite all the weird shit that's been happening, and he died from his fucking stupidity, which I'm glad. Yes, you know, when he died, I didn't give a fuck about him because you know what, that's what he deserves for being so damn stupid. You know, because I didn't give a shit about when he died because he was so damn stupid. He's like I said, yeah, despite all the weird shit that's going on, and he was too busy just blaming his wife for everything. Nothing wrong with Esther. None of it. So I hated the dad character. So you know what? He died. I didn't give a fuck about him because he died from his freaking stupidity because he had his head so far up his ass. Didn't put two and two together. It's like if you say it's 1 + 1 = 11. That's how far stupid this guy was. So I didn't give a shit about him. I didn't give a damn if he died because you know what? He deserved it. But I really see Peter Sarsgaard play a bad guy right anyway. Like just whether he was in the 2011 film Green Lantern or the 2016 remake of The Magnificent Seven, or his minor role in the Batman with Robert Pattinson. He was a guy who had the rudder tied to the chair with the bomb and all that. So I'd rather watch him in those movies. So, yeah, but Peter Sarsgaard, yeah. He was one of the issues I had with the movie. But overall, yeah, I overall did enjoy the movie, I did. Like I said, I thought overall it was pretty solid, and the rate, it has a 7.1 on IMDb, which is decent enough, and 59% Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, I give it a tad higher than that. Because the refreshing or the different routes it took, And it was produced by Dark Castle Entertainment. At the time with Warner Brothers, it was doing these remakes like the 1999 remake of House on Haunted Hill or Ghost Ship or 13 Ghosts. But they also did Gothica as well with Halle Berry or Dark Water. But they also did the House of Wax remake. And speaking of the House of Wax remake, this film is directed by Jaume Collet-Serra, who directed the House of Wax remake, which I love the House of Wax remake from 2005. I think it's one of the more underrated horror remakes, and I think he did a great job in that film. He directed some other movies with Liam Neeson as well. He directed Non-Stop, which I enjoyed. He also did Unknown and Run All Night, though, also with Liam Neeson, which I think I'm not a fan of those ones. I think Non-Stop and The Commuter, also with Liam Neeson, I like more. But he also directed The Shallows with Blake Lively. I think it's one of the better shark movies. One of the better shark movies. But then he directed Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson, the DC movie Black Adam. I was not a fan of that movie either. But I think Jaume Collet-Serra, I think he did more than good, though. Because I enjoyed Non-Stop, I like The Commuter, I love the House of Wax remake, I enjoy The Shallows. So, I enjoyed this movie, So I think he's directed more good than bad, so... Yeah, I think it's Unknown, Run All Night, and Black Adam, which I'm not big on, though. So... But... I think he did a good job with this film, and also because since Dark Castle at the time, it was also produced by Susan Downey, who Robert Downey Jr.'s wife. She was also producer on a lot of these movies, along with Joel Silver. And really, for this movie, it's also Leonardo DiCaprio was a producer on this movie, which I thought was kind of weird and strange. Leonardo DiCaprio producing on a film like this. Oh, I wasn't going to say that, though, because Ben Stiller, he was an executive producer for the horror film The Ruins. Or Will Ferrell producing on horror films like The Menu, which I enjoy that, and Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. So, some weird choices for these actors who producing films like these, so. But regardless, though, Orphan. Now... Like I said, spoilers. If people have not seen the film, stop right now and just watch the movie. But people will, yes. So the story is you have this couple, this married couple, played by Vera Farmiga and Peter Sarsgaard. You know, of course, their marriages is a little bit in the middle, like I don't know, say on the brink, or they each had trouble before. Like, okay, with Peter Sarsgaard, he slept with another woman, or with Vera Farmiga, she's an alcoholic and she was pregnant with her third child, and what was it that happened? Because their daughter, who was mute, she almost drowned because she was passed out because she was drinking, so she almost died if it wasn't for the dad. So, and she was been put in therapy for her alcoholism, and then she had a child, a third child that died while stillborn. So the married couple both have issues on both ends. So they decided to adopt another, because of the baby. They decided to adopt another child. So they go to this orphanage and they see this girl named Esther, played by Isabelle Fuhrman. They see that she has this persona, like, oh, she did a good job putting on this facade this whole time, like, she's this good child, this good natured child, she's a sweet and kind and all that. Oh, she's good at painting, or she plays the piano despite being at a young age. I felt, just being it's like, in a way this film was almost kind of like another movie like The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin. Although honestly, I did like The Good Son though, with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. But honestly, I think more on this movie. I think I'm more leaning on this movie more than The Good Son. Honestly, I think I rather prefer this movie over The Good Son. There's more of the different the ballsy stuff it took. It went. So they I think that she's like 9 or 12, because I know Isabelle Fuhrman. I think she was let's see here. Yeah, I think she was about 12 at the time when she did this, but I think they said that she's like the character was supposed to be like 9 years old, I think. Well, it's still a twist though, but still, yeah, she was like 12 at the time when she did this. So, but like I said, I think she did a really good. I think she did a really great job. So they bring her in, introduce her to the rest of the family, and of course from then on, more weird things starts happening. Like stuff like this girl should not be doing. For instance, like, okay, like the son, he has a paintball gun. She shoots this bird, injures it though, and she says, "Hey, don't let it suffer. Let's put it out of its misery." She takes a rock and just smashes the shit out of it, or saying stuff like a little girl would not be saying, right? Because there's a moment where Vera Farmiga and Peter Sarsgaard, they're about to have sex in the kitchen, right? She walks in. And later, that Vera Farmiga tries to explain what adults do, and Isabelle Fuhrman, she just goes and casually or nonchalantly says, "I know, they fuck." I had a chuckle. I had a chuckle at that big when it's just like she just calmly, nonchalantly says that, in which you didn't expect for the character to say, how a little girl just say something like that. I'm like, I got a chuckle out of that though. I was like, I know, they fuck. So, and then or more of the weird things like I like the fact that since the daughter is mute, I like the fact that Isabelle Fuhrman kind of uses her to play her, playing her as like her little pawn, in her little games, I did like that. I like the fact that she kind of was like using her as her pawn. It's like, hey, if you do anything, I'll protect you, or they'll take you away from me, and all that. Or the moment where she kills the nun which the nun is played by CCH Pounder, which she's an actress I'm not really big on though, but she plays this nun though, and say using the girl as our pawn, like since the nun was what she knows certain things, so she uses the girl. Like, she told her to stand on the middle of the road, so maybe you can just kind of scare her into swerving off the road. But instead, she just kind of doesn't want to do it. So Isabelle Fuhrman goes and pushes the girl out in the middle of the road, causing the nun to swerve. And when she goes to see, checks on her, Isabelle Fuhrman, Esther, let's call her by her character's name, Esther, takes the hammer and just goes and beats the shit out of that nun. Goes and just, really, pun intended, really hammers it in. But, yeah, she goes and beats that nun to death with that hammer. And because this is the kid actor, I'm like, oh shit, you know. And like I said, this is some of the ballsy stuff that I've been saying about as I'm saying about those movies. They just, a lot of times they just got a lot of ballsy ways in this movie. Or, like, there was this bully, and when she tries to go to the school, and there's this bully, and when they're on the playground, she goes and pushes that bully off. I think the bully, the kid, I think because of that, she broke her leg or her ankle. I think she broke her leg. I think when she pushed her off the playground, she landed, and I think she broke her leg. Or was it her arm? I forget though. But I'm like, damn, you know. And so Vera Farmiga is now acting so unsure about this, you know, because all the weird stuff that's happening with Esther, or especially some other ballsy stuff as well. Where, okay, so, you know, we're going back, you know, since she lost a baby, right? So they took its ashes, kind of like made a little memorial in this greenhouse, right? And because it uses ashes. Made like flowers or something like grow from it, so it's kind of like one of the last connecting with her baby that she lost. Isabelle Fuhrman, she goes and cuts the flowers. Oh, here I got some flowers for you, and she saw that she cut it from the freaking memorial, and she flips out, which I don't blame her. And you know, it's like, oh, damn, you know, she goes and cuts the flowers from the memorial of that baby. I'm like, shit. Or the moment where the mute girl was sitting in the car and in the driveway of their house, and Isabelle Fuhrman goes and sets it like where the brake, and the car starts rolling back with her in it. Or the fact that Isabelle Vera Farmiga, her character's name is Katie or Kate. Where she kind of pushes Isabelle Fuhrman, and Isabelle Fuhrman, just to further incriminate I was going with the actress name, Vera Farmiga, to incriminate her. Isabelle Fuhrman goes and puts her own arm in a vice grip and breaks it to make the indication that Vera Farmiga is the one who did it, who broke her arm. I'm like, damn, you know, this girl is so smart, you know. She's being like this little manipulative mastermind, you know. Or with the son, with Jimmy Bennett, where the moment where he puts a knife to the kid's throat, and then sticks the knife down to where his crotch area is like, what if they cut your hairless little prick off, since you don't know how to use it. She said it that way. It was kind of like saying it that way. See how well you don't use it, you know. And I'm like, okay. She goes and threads the kid, puts the knife to his throat, and threatens to cut his little prick off. Or later, when he was gonna say something, which is one part. It's another nitpick I have with the movie. I think this was what the lacking in the script was. Is that the son and the daughter knows about all this stuff, right? They know about this stuff, but again, they're probably afraid if they say something to the mom that the kid that Esther will do something, right? I get, but when they're both in the car alone with Vera Farmiga, Isabelle Fuhrman's not in the car with them. It's just the two kids. But keep your names mixed up. Vera Farmiga, when she asks, "Is there something wrong?" they both say no. Which I don't know why then and there they could have said something though, because Isabelle, I keep saying Isabelle Fuhrman. Vera Farmiga would right away believe them because she is being very suspicious of her anyway. So there's no reason that they would tell her and she would believe them. Not the dad though, because the dad is too busy being so fucking stupid, you know. Which is another thing. The dad would not believe her own kids over this girl they had just had over a brief amount of time. So he would rather believe this girl they just brought in for just a little bit of time over the kids that he knew who are his own life. Like I said, the dad is so goddamn stupid, you know. I mean, I hate this dad character. I hated him, you know. Right. Because all the weird shit's going on. He blames his wife for everything. Yeah, okay, there's a part indicating, yeah, he doesn't trust her because of what happened in the past with her drinking and all that stuff, alright? Yeah, okay, I kind of get it, though, but he does not put two and two together that all this weird stuff that's happening, especially as involving Esther, just basically just shrugs it off and just blames his wife for everything. Fuck off, Peter Sarsgaard. To the character, not the actor though, but just the character. I forget the dad's name, so I'm calling him Peter Sarsgaard. So, fuck off. So, even after going back with Jimmy Bennett, the son, he wanted to say something about time, but it's too late though, because there's an instance where he's in the tree house, and Isabelle Farmiga, she goes and sets that bitch on fire. Sets it on fire, causing him to jump all the way down, severely injuring himself. And of course, there was the moment where you saw in the trailer where the treehouse was blowing up, and she's looking up and she's smiling. You know. And then he's sent in the hospital. And then when at the hospital later, she goes and tries to suffocate him. And then Vera Farmiga goes and smacks the shit out of her. Which, yeah, I don't blame her. But yet, of course, the dad blames her, you know, and just whatever. And of course, there's also indicating where it goes later before that Vera Farmiga was she finds his Bible in Esther's room. Because also the thing with Esther, more weird stuff with her because like she has like this collar around her neck, right, or these kind of. I'm not bracelets though, but like these things, like kind of looks like the collar, but she has them around her wrist. And also when her paintings, it makes it seem like, oh, she's painting nice pictures though, but if you turn on like a UV light or a black light, it just reveals much more of the evil sinister behind the paintings, you know. And so that's more weird shit that's going on that's with Esther. But I was saying, Vera Farmiga, she goes and she finds his Bible, finds a number which turns out it's a mental institution, and the doctor would get back to her. And so because of what she'd been doing, you know, the dad had her have her convicted to the hospital for treatment, which they was like douchebag dad or husband. But while she's at the hospital, she gets the call back from the doctor from that mental institution, and while it's going on, before I get to that, while it's going on, the dad is at home. Well, the son's at the hospital, but the daughter is up in the room, whatever. But we see the dad in the living room, sitting on the couch. This is like the weird stuff that's happening. You know, like, okay, Esther comes down wearing like this tight dress and makeup and stuff, right? Trying to seduce the dad. Which, when I first saw him, I'm like, what is going on here? Why is this girl trying to seduce the dad, you know? And then, of course, he pushes her away, finally trying to get some sense into it. Sense knocked into him, like, hey, what are you doing? That's weird. Go away. And then, when she goes up to her room and she starts crying, right? Then the sorry, my spot on my back is itching me. Goddamn, sorry. Part of my back was itching. I was scratching it on the chair. But anyway, the twist when the doctor tells Vera Farmiga that this girl is not a little girl at all. She has this this condition, this sort of deformity. Well, it's not deformity. It's this condition that it's a form of dwarfism, and the fact that she is actually 33 years old. So she's not a little girl. She's a grown woman that looks like a little girl. And so they said whatever bad stuff that was happening, she's around. Because more of the story is that she was committed to this mental hospital because since she's a grown woman, she tries to she poses herself as a little girl and gets adopted into these families, tries to break the family apart, and tries to seduce the dad. And if she doesn't, she kills the whole family anyway. And the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, with this woman, her whole plan, I'm like, her methods is like, that is so fucked up, you know? This is why I not only that it's ballsy at times, but the twist, you know, why I thought it was refreshing, you know? Because I didn't expect any of this I didn't expect any of this coming. The fact that she's actually a grown woman. Yeah, you see especially the weird stuff, like when she was in the dress and trying to seduce the dad. I'm like, what is going on, you know? Oh, but then when the twist happens, like, oh, now it makes sense, you know? Especially when you're watching it a second time around. Now you get the whole idea now, especially when you rewatch it. Okay, so okay, that's a pretty good twist. You know, I was really fooled. I really did. I didn't see that coming. So now, since the twist revealed that she's a grown woman, now she's revealing herself fully. She's like wiping the makeup off, or these fake dentures, and now she's just taking the collar and the rest off her neck and wrist, revealing the scars. You know, I mean, that was a twist I did not see coming. I didn't. So that I was really fooled on, you know. And then afterwards, she goes and kills the dad, and I'm like, good, you know what? That's what you get, what you deserve for being so damn stupid, you know. You deserve that. She stabs him. I'm like, good. I don't give a shit about him. But then now that she starts to go, and then when Vera Farmiga is heading home, she goes because her daughter is still there, and she also retrieves the gun that they had. And you do get this pretty decent and this decent ending where, okay, she's fighting Isabelle Fuhrman. She jumps from onto the greenhouse, crashes into the greenhouse, and then we get the fight that's on this frozen lake. And she's struggling she's struggling because she also has a knife too. And the mute daughter takes the gun, tries to shoot, but she misses because it ends up hitting the ice, and the ice cracks, and they both fall in the water. And so she gets out first, and then Isabelle Fuhrman grabs her and says, "Please don't let me drown, Mommy." And I love the line where Vera Farmiga says, "I'm not your fucking mommy," and goes and kicks her in the face, but she kicks her in the face so hard it breaks her neck, like this way. So she kicks her in the face so hard it broke her neck, like this. And then she sinks into the bottom of the lake. I'm like, damn, you know, how she kicked it so hard it broke her neck, you know? I'm not your fucking mommy. That was satisfying, and it was no sequel bait ending. It was actually not a downbeat ending. And then, sadly, years later, 2022, there was a prequel, which I'll get into that next, though. Which I'm like, you know, why a prequel in the first place? Because you already know the twist, so what's the point? And especially we have, Isabelle Fuhrman comes back, but the thing is, though, it's years later. She doesn't look like a little girl anymore. Whatever, I'll get to that in the next review, though. I'll be more infuriating in that review, so. Or fuming. I'll be still fuming in that review. So, but overall, yes, I enjoyed Orphan. As I said, it was ballsy at times. Definitely was. some of the things it went with. Like, for instance, her killing the nun, or showing the erratic behavior, like, with the bird, or the knife to the kid's throat, and setting the treehouse on fire. And the weird thing is, like, we're trying to seduce the dad until we reveal the twist, The twist, I thought it was one of the better twists I've seen in horror in quite some time. Still to this day, I think it's one of the better horror twists, If people who have not seen the movie, it was a refreshing twist, Okay, this girl is not a girl at all. She's actually a grown woman, 33 years old, because she has this form of dwarvism. Now it all makes sense. Because how she knows about the whole thing about sex and all that, or playing the piano at such a young age. And her whole plot method is, her method of madness is, okay, she's trying to seduce the dad, because since she's a woman, trying to seduce the dad and break the family apart that she's done in the past. If not, kill the whole family. I'm like, her method is pretty messed up, Fucked up, you could say. So, yeah. I think Isabelle Fuhrman, I think she did a really great job as Esther. Really great job. Of course, she will later I will later see her in the first Hunger Games movie, which I'm not a fan of, though. But I knew she was starred in that, though, as one of the contestants. And, of course... she was also starred in Cell. That's right, Cell. The Stephen King movie Cell with Sam Jackson and John Cusack. And then, of course, the prequel I mentioned, First Kill, which is bullshit. Because it's not her first kill. But I bet in this film she did a really great job. She did. And then Vera Farmiga, I think, also did a good job as the mom as well. Because I feel sorry for her because what she happened in the past and all the stuff with her baby and all that stuff. I thought it made me easy for me to root for. I thought the daughter who was the mute, I thought she did a good job, and same with Jimmy Bennett. Peter Skarsgård as the dad, I hate it. Like I said before, so damn stupid. All the weird shit's going on, yet he blames his wife for everything. Turns the other way looks the other way with Esther. So I'm like, you know what? He died. I didn't give a fuck about him. I didn't give a shit about him. I'm glad he died. He deserved it because he was so damn stupid. So, and like I said, I just, and it was, to me, it was refreshing, especially the twist. It just fooled me. I didn't see it coming, And the film did make quite a bit of money, about $70 million, I think. And I thought Jaume Collet-Serra, I thought he did a good job with this movie. Like I said, I like him as a director. Yeah, he's done more good movies than he has with bad. Like, I'm not a fan of Unknown or Run All Night, let alone Black Adam. But his other movies, I thought outweighs those. Like I said, I enjoy this film. I love House of Wax. Nonstop was a good action film. I like The Commuter. And I also enjoy The Shallows as well. Oh, that's right. He also did Jungle Cruise. That's right. I forgot. Jungle Cruise also with Dwayne Johnson. That Disney film, though, is based on the Disney attraction with Emily Blunt as well. I forgot about Jungle Cruise. Yeah, I rented on that a while back, That's how forgettable it was. I forgot about it. That's how forgettable it was. I forgot about freaking Jungle Cruise. So, I guess, adding that, though, I guess, again, makes, like, his filmography even, I guess. So, anyway, House of Wax, Nonstop, Shallows, Commuter, this movie, Unknown, Run All Night, Unknown, Run All Night, Black Adam, and Jungle Cruise. So that's 4 against 5. So he's barely had good movies than bad he has. So by 1. Maybe it was another one I forgot about bad I didn't mention though. But overall, yeah. Regardless of Jaume Collet-Serra, he did a good job with this movie. Sadly, the prequel, you get a lesser director, which I'll get to that though. A much lesser director. And besides, like I said, why a prequel? it's pointless. But you'll stick around for that, though, in the next review, though. But regardless, though, Orphan, I enjoyed. Refreshing, ballsy at times. Great twist, I would say. I don't get what's so bad about it, except for the dad, or like the little bits in the script, like I said, like the kids not saying anything, telling the truth to the mom, you know, or the dad. But I don't think the dad would believe him anyway. So other than those issues, though, overall I enjoyed it. So that's Orphan. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for now comes to the prequel. Man. The prequel, First Kill, which I say, once again, bullshit. Later.